Anything which is tried and tested does not interest me. I look for things which are unexplored, things where I physically, mentally, and emotionally challenge myself. Anandita Bhateja is a mom, a doctor, a daughter, a wife, a friend, but above all, I am crazy and I don't follow norms. And that's what basically gets me into trouble. I used to be very scared of anything, speed, water, heights, always. I don't know whether it was a cultural thing because maybe taking risks and all was not really in our family. So I think it is also kind where everything is about be careful, don't get hurt, don't go out, don't do this. And also Bihar was not a very safe place. So everything is about safety. And thinking of climbing a mountain or something was not even a thought. Climbing adventure happened in 2015 when I had actually gone to Bhutan, Tiger's Hill climb. After we landed at Paro airport, we had gone off somewhere and then Thimphu, and then we came back. And when we came back, we had a day. So we said, okay, now today we are going to climb. That's how we decided. My climbing up was one story with my fear of heights, but my climbing down was a different ball game altogether. I didn't have trekking poles, I didn't have hiking boots, I didn't have any of that, and I did not know how that even works. I came back to Bangalore and I started looking and I started figuring out as to what it is that we can climb, which is at a height and does not really need me to become a mountaineer. So I figured out Kilimanjaro is the highest peak of Africa, but it is not a technical climb and you can still trek and you do not need mountaineering lessons. From 2015 September, the first little climb that I did was Ma Kali Durga, just on the outskirts of Bangalore. My pants tore on the way down again, simply because I was sitting down and coming down. I was sitting like this and moving, and I was petrified. Again, one crying expedition happened. So Dr. Sudha told me that if you're going to be like this, you are not coming to Tenzing. So I said, okay, I will climb more. So I climbed Skandagiri, I climbed the steps in Nandi Hill. So my whole plan was I'm going to get to Tanzania, then I'm going to go look at this huge mountain, petrified and frightened of what's going to happen, because I've never done this. And truly in my head, I was completely ready that, whatever money or whatever I have paid, it's not going to happen. I am going to reach there, I'm going to look at this mountain, I'm going to say very beautiful, take one picture, maybe cry a little bit, and then turn around and say goodbye to the group and come back to Bangalore. But when I did reach there, it was pouring. And my heart rate, again being a doctor, it must have been like I was in some ventricular fibrillation. My heart rate must have been 240 and I said I'm going to die of a heart attack over here only, just looking at the rain. To me, it was a mountain. But that's not how it is. It's like this, right? So you only see this part. You're not seeing that at all. I said, okay, let's get to Camp 1. So we reached Camp 1 on day 1. And after that, I just kept climbing. I just kept going. I remember that there was one huge rock or a step, and it was kind of a fall. It was a rock, but it was a rock, and then you do one step on this rock, and then you take another step. The other sides are like falls, and it's literally one step. And you do that, and then it's a path. You can actually see your camp. And for some reason, I was just not able to take that step. This guy was with me, who was one of our guides in the group, the local person, and he said, he put his foot there and he said, you step on my foot and take the step. I was at least 10 kgs heavier than what I am today. I said, have you looked at my weight? Your foot will break if I stand on your foot. He said, nothing will happen. This was Shira camp too. And he said, put your foot, hold my hand, put your foot and go. This guy has been with me by now for the last 2 days, right? He's just kind of stayed back. I turned around and I asked him at that time, what's your name? Because for last 2 days, all I did was look at my foot and keep looking up at the mountain. He said, Frank. I said, Frank what? He said, Frank Jumbe. I said, okay, today I don't know what is going to happen with this one step, but something will happen. So what did happen is I took the step, I went to camp and I fell in love with Tanzania and with Frank. His legs remained true and good. After like day 2, day 3 they wanted to go to Manyara, but I said I want to go back and I want to meet Frank and Prosper and spend my time, because by which time I had kind of recovered enough to figure out that I need to summit. Okay, and also that I need to figure out a way of helping these people. Every single person was so helpful with always a smile, and the day these guys summited, Dr. Sudha told me that throughout, to keep the group's energy high, they sang all the way up. They sang, they danced, they entertained, they carried people's bags, they did everything. It was beautiful. So yeah, so I just kept thinking that I need to do something about it. So I came back to Arusha, went for dinner with Frank and Prosper, and African Adventure was born. Just like that on that day.